Second, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla expansion, The Siege of Paris, it's out today. With it come of course a bunch of new items, armors, armor sets, weapons, so on and so forth. Today we're going to be reviewing the Reaper's armor set as well as teaching you guys how can you get this armor set for yourself. Before that, why don't you take some time to click that like button, it really helps the channel a lot. Subscribe as well, now that you're into that already, I would really appreciate that. That being said, let's get into the matter. To get the armor, you need to complete the Rebels missions. They're actually not that hard to do, and if you really want to get the armor early in the expansion, it should take you like 2 hours of grinding. Some will ask you to clear patrols of enemies, some others steal information from the enemy. Little piece of advice here, make sure to increase your patrol warrior numbers since they are going to give you extra currency for each one of them they survive in each completed mission. To get the complete armor set, you need to go through the 4 levels of infamy as well as purchase the separate pieces using the currency collected in the missions, or rather I should say once you complete the missions. Now let's review the thing. First, looks. There's some interesting design armor choices for this one. There's a lot of symbolism in it as well. First sight, it seems to be a worn out armor base of leather and cloth, as dark as possible. The most notable thing is the St. Francis belt it has. The St. Francis belt, it's essentially a cord belt or a rope belt that symbolizes poverty and the full dedication, your full commitment of your life to Christ. As you can see, the armor already has a normal belt, which in medieval times was used to carry things on its pockets. Really useful for an assassin. So the corded belt, it's merely symbolic in here. You are of course on a rebel movement, so it's normal to see poverty symbolized in here in the corded belt. Although I don't see why a heathen such as Ivor would dedicate his life to Christ, but I mean anyways, it is what it is I guess. Then you have the metal mask, which you might have seen in places like the leper from the Darkest Dungeon or King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem. We do have the bubonic plague references in the Siege of Paris, although the dates really don't match accurately and it's most likely just a reference to the plague. There's also not a historical record of people infected with leper or plague wearing metal masks during medieval times. In most cases, it's inspired by King Baldwin, which wasn't actually recorded as well to be using a metal mask as the leper grew up on his body. Although there were some places in Europe where the executioners would wear metal-like masks or helmet to inspire fear, Germany mostly. When you read the item description, it says, an aura of death emanates from it. So it is most likely an executioner's mask, a nice touch nonetheless. Last and final notable cool thing about the armor is the gauntlets, having this gothic aesthetic to it, in a form of a gothic gauntlet that resembles that of the Helix Thor gothic armor, which actually resembles a little bit more of the Sauron from the Lord of the Rings armor. A cool looking armor, but it doesn't really suit my tastes. I mean, some of the individual pieces of the armor could be used as cosmetic. I personally would find myself using the gauntlets, the globes, maybe in some instances the chest piece as well. And the mask, I mean, I'm not that fan of this kind of things, but I know that there's people out there that there is, so it is quite a nice independent set piece for cosmetics. But that being said, let's talk about how are the skills and how usable this thing is in a proper build. This is a stealth armor, and I have to say not a very good one at that. It gives you 15% healing on each successful assassination and 2 extra seconds of slow time on detection. While this is quite useful, the 2 seconds of time detections, they are quite useful, I would have to say that the assassination heals is pretty much pointless, thanks to all of the other means of healing yourself you find in this game. In stealth, you're not actually taking damage, like if you were in combat. In most cases, when you're doing stealth, you would try to avoid to receive damage. To be properly stealthy in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, also you have to use your bow. Quite a lot, I have to say. So yeah, not much heals from here, because it's not from undetected kills you get the healing, it's from proper assassinations. In combat, the best way I see this thing useful is with the fake that skill. So I might actually be able to use this thing in a proper build for that skill. One important thing to have in mind to note in here is that the armor would have been really amazing if it actually gave you rations build up based on the assassinations you're making while you're out of rations. While it will heal you on each assassination, your ration build up is not going to stack up if you're already at full health and you kill someone. Interesting looking armor, but I wouldn't say it's a great one. Anyways, do let me know what do you guys think about this thing, about this armor in the comments below. And if you're interested in hearing a little bit more of these reviews and stuff, be sure to stay tuned in the channel, to like the video, to subscribe. With that being said, that was all from me. I'll see you then, beautiful, gorgeous gamers. Don't you ever forget that each and every single one of you are beautiful people. Stay safe, stay beautiful, stay gorgeous, and I'll be seeing you guys later.